Thanks for joining us. I'm Jason Zimmerman. The process of removing the coal piles from along the Fox River in Green Bay now one step closer to reality tonight as Brown County supervisors and C. Rice announce a tentative agreement on what to do following a meeting that just happened. Jeremy Wall has been working this story all day. He's live in the newsroom with a first alert update. Jeremy.
Jason, the Brown County Board will be having another special meeting Thursday night. That's when they are expected to vote on this tentative agreement. We don't know yet what they've decided. However, the parties were working on an agreement to lease a portion of the former Pulliam plant site closer to where the Fox River meets the Bay of Green Bay. Earlier, we reported that the $15 million grant was in jeopardy if they couldn't reach an agreement by 5 tonight. The state grant was awarded in 2022 using funds from the Federal American Rescue Plan. A new location for those piles was proposed by Brown County Board of Supervisors Chairman Patrick Buckley back in April. That alternate site would enable C. Rice to retain roughly 35 acres for future development while adding an additional 12.7 acres north of Interstate 43 to house future coal piles. Brown County Executive Troy Streckenbach has confidence in the new agreement but says they're not at the finish line yet.
This was a team win, assuming this Thursday everything goes through as discussed today. And you guys at this point, we really want to appreciate that process, allow it to continue to play through, get C. Rice where they're comfortable with ultimately the language that we bring forward, that we sign, and then what this county board approves.
There's a lot of work that still has to go into it until everything is completed. So we're asking that we take tomorrow, get all the T's crossed, I's dotted, and get this all set for Thursday.
Residents we spoke with say it's about time a deal is made.
It better get across the finish line, and if it doesn't, then I can guarantee neighbors and business owners are going to be upset, but we'll start grabbing shovels and hauling the coal ourselves.
State Representative David Steffen releasing the following statement on tonight's meeting, reading, quote, "For half a century, our community has endeavored to reclaim and repurpose this quarter-mile of downtown riverfront property. With today's announcement, we now begin a new era of opportunity and excitements for downtown Green Bay," end quote. Green Bay Mayor Eric Jenrick says he would like to thank Chairman Buckley and Streckenbach, their teams, and County Board supervisors for being instrumental and for having a tentative agreement. He adds he's looking forward to full county board approval on Thursday. Jason, back to you.
Jeremy,